we were just playing Dead Cells. How did we go from playing Dead Cells to playing Chasm? Well, I lost 36 cells because I got really arrogant, and that led to my downfall. So, we're going to play a game that's a little bit more relaxing, but still just as challenging. So if you guys haven't heard of Chasm, Chasm is a game that came out this year, a couple of weeks ago actually, by BitKid Inc. over here. And the game is essentially kind of an homage to the classics of the Metroidvania genre. But what makes this one stand out a little bit differently is the fact that your map is going to look different than my map looks, because it's procedurally generated. Now, that's kind of like a buzzword, it seems like, nowadays, because the game has it, Dead Cells has it, you could probably name 10 other games that have it. But we're going to play through this one and put it over on youtube.com/thereformedgamers, so you can check that out at a later date if you got to duck out. Now, I've started and stopped this game several times. I'm 2 hours in on hard mode, 18 minutes in on normal. I'm actually going to delete this one for the purposes of showing you all the games. So I'm going to delete this one here. Then we'll start a new game, so you guys can see what the game looks like, what it starts with. We'll call this one, just call it TRG. The guy's name will be TRG. So again, the cool thing is that if you guys want, if you have the game, you can use that code right there to play with the same map that I'm going to be playing with. So all the stuff that I'm going to find, all the stuff that I'm going to encounter is the same stuff that you can encounter if you put that code into your game. You can check your difficulty here. Now here's the thing, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I played this game on easy for about like an hour or so. It's really boring if you play on easy. Don't do it. Play on at least normal or above. I know that kind of contradicts what I said in my article, In Your Sin Do Not Rage Quit, on the website. But this is a game that I'm telling you, if you play on easy, you will be bored to tears. So much so that I almost quit this game because I was like, it's too easy. So play on normal, and you'll enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get into the game. TRG, wake up. So here we have the main character talking to another character here. So he was clearly on watch duty, but he fell asleep. Just ironic that he's the brightest recruit, yet he was the one sleeping on the job. Does not really instill me with confidence here. So you're in the kingdom of Gildea. You're a Gildean knight. So you wake up and he's basically, Jareth here is telling you that you're to go speak to the commander. And that's basically just to give you the setup of the kind of the story, essentially, like the why behind why you're going into this mountain. Or this mine, I'm sorry. You're going into a mine. Getting it confused with Celeste. This is another game with some really good music, too. Like, I gotta admit, the music's really good in this game. At this point, you can't really do anything until you go talk to the commander, so you might as well just beeline to the commander. But if you want, you can take a tour through the castle here, interact with some of the stuff here to kind of get a sense of the lore, the world that you're going to be playing in. But I have to say that BitKid, the developer for this game looks great. The 16-bit look to it just really it feels unique yet familiar. that makes sense. Probably not. Words are hard, who cares? But anyway, the game looks good. Music's great. I'm just gonna go on with it. We're gonna go find the commander and hop right to it. How Jareth got down here so fast, I have no idea. Okay, so I want to be quiet there so that way in case you guys were reading this on YouTube later, or if you're reading it while you're watching on Twitch. Mainly the setup to the story is, in case you were, like, skip past this, or skip past that dialogue there, this mine in Karthus is being attacked by some kind of, like, monster, and so you're being sent in to figure out what's going on and to rescue the people who have been captured by this monster. So this is kind of the main character's big moment to become a knight, to prove himself. So it's a pretty compelling setup, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, she's basically gonna tell us to pick up a sword. And then we're going to head out on our journey to Carmine and figure out what exactly is going on there. Now again, just as a reminder, if you're watching here on twitch.tv/TRGpodcast... Oh, forgot to equip the sword. So let me go over this a little bit, because that's the thing. This feels a little bit RPG style-ish, going into the equipment, actually equipping the items yourself, having the stat bonuses and things like that. So it's got some RPG elements to it. Of course, you're going to have your inventory that you can use later on to manage your health potions, your magic potions, any other items, artifacts, things like that. Journal stuff keeps track of the lore and notes that you pick up. Then you can also check the map here. Or you can just press R1, brings up the map. Super simple. But like I was saying, if you're watching this on twitch.tv/TRGpodcast and you have to duck out for any reason, we will export this over to youtube.com/thereformedgamers, as we do with all of our streams, so that way you can always get caught up with some of our content. And there we go. We're starting out on our journey. Backdrop is gorgeous. I love those mountains in the sky. Looks so good. So good. So good. Yeah, so here's the thing too. If you are watching on twitch.tv, why not hit the follow button? Or if you're watching on YouTube, why not hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon over there too, so that way you never miss an upload or a moment when we go live on Twitch. try to stream a variety of games on this channel, so that way you guys get a look at some of the games that maybe you're looking into and you're not sure if it's good. I try to stream games so you can get kind of a first look at these games to really figure out if it's something you even want to play or something you might even be interested in. So this is JQ? J-O? Not sure. That's a weird looking Q. Also a weird looking O. Could be part of an 8. I don't know. But he's basically the mayor of the town, sort of thing. Yeah, he says right here, his family's been running Carthus for generations, which is the mine that we're at. So because the mines are kind of falling apart, he feels responsible, but he wants help. So because of their rash decisions, a beast emerged out of the mine and attacked people and captured people. So now it's up to me, up to your character, to go into the heart of the mine and figure out what's going on. There we go. So now we're off. Now, if you go over to this poster here, this will show you all the people that are missing in the game that you have to rescue. I'll let you guys count the amount of people on that list, because I don't count. I don't count. Okay, my wife's gonna sit here and count. There's 12 people you gotta rescue. But what's cool is every time you rescue one of the townspeople, they open up a different part of the town. So they might open up a weapon shop. They might open up a thing. Yeah, that's it, a thing. But they'll also give you different side quests that you can use, or side quests that you can then complete that give you different items. Might give you more money, might give you health potions. It's going to be different for each one. Now again, I want to point something out. Something I love about this game is how it teaches you stuff in a very Mega Man-esque way, where it teaches you, it acts like you're an adult with a brain. For example, you step on the switch, door goes up. You step off the switch, it goes down. You can't get over there. You can try and dodge over, but you can't do it. So it's telling you, okay, there's you gotta get something later on that'll help with that. It's just smart game design. I much prefer games that teach you stuff like that than stopping all of a sudden and giving you a tutorial window. Can't stand that kind of stuff. So as you see, as we're going through here and taking out enemies, getting XP over there in the corner, which reminds me, by the way, if you're playing this game, go into your options, go under game, turn that strobe off, because every time you level up, the game's going to flash a bright white screen at you. It's going to strobe like white lights at you, and it's really disorienting. It's really just, I don't know, made me sick a couple times. So turn that off. You're welcome. Thank you in advance, all that stuff. You can turn on a CRT effect, which I actually like to play this game with. It gives it even more of a retro feel. So I actually like playing the game with the CRT effect on, giving you the scan lines. Okay, so we can't get up there yet, so we'll come back to that later. But again, in typical Metroidvania fashion, open up your map, and you see everywhere you've been. You can kind of get a look at different things. Different areas you may have missed, or areas you need to come back to, where save points are, things like that. And what's kind of interesting is, it seems like lately there's been this resurgence of Metroidvania games. I mean, think about it. You have Hollow Knight, you have Dead Cells, you have Chasm, you have Guacamelee 2, which comes out soon, if it's not out already. A lot of Metroidvania love. Which tells me, Nintendo, that we're just ready for another Metroid game. Hook us up. There's no better time than the present. And I'm purposely not reading those notes because, again, since we're streaming on Twitch, I'm going to put this on YouTube later. Yeah, no one really likes to read. So, I'm not going to sit here and read it to you either. I don't know, unless you really want me to, let me know. But I tend to not do that because I know you guys just want to watch the gameplay, you want to see what the game is, go from there. But this is essentially Chasm, so you go into the mine, you explore, defeat enemies, gain experience, and level up. You'll come across these little buffs here that will either give you extra shield, they'll make it to where they bless you, give you extra defense, they give you extra offense, things like that. Some of you might be wondering now, is this game actually procedurally generated? To a degree, yes. This section we're going through now, I've seen it in all of my other playthroughs of this game. But some of these look really different. So, I don't know exactly how the generation works for this game. I don't know if it makes huge or subtle differences. To me, they look more subtle than not. Here we have our first townsfolk, our first villager we're going to rescue. Is it Narnia? No, Narina. I thought it was Narnia. I was like, oh, cool. But no, her name's Narina. She runs the magic shop in town, blah, blah, blah. We'll keep it going. Just go to the next one here. As folks know who listen to the podcast, they know I like to go for the platinum trophies in a lot of my games. You might be wondering, is this game platinum worthy? Honest opinion, I'd say yeah. Primarily because the trophy list isn't too bad. The only trophies that I really see giving people any grief are the collecting all of the journal entries and beating the game on hard mode, which hard mode, here's the thing about hard mode in this game. It's not super hard. Like, it is going to give you a bit of a challenge, but if you play it smart and safe, you'll be okay. But if you just play on easy, you can literally just burn through all this stuff and not even worry about it. Oh, come on. Got intimidated by the bats. Okay. But what's actually really cool about this game, one of my favorite things about this game are the boss fights. The boss fights are actually a lot of fun. Ah. I guess I'm trying to distinguish if the boss fights in this game are better than the ones in Iconoclast or not. I'll save that for after I beat this game, because I've at least beaten Iconoclast, which is another fantastic indie game if you guys have not played that. Really, really good game made by, what is his name? Joachim Sandberg, I think is his name. But the cool thing about Iconoclast is it was made by just one guy. It's a really well done game. And then Chasm itself, this game has been in development for I think 5 or 6 years, I want to say. So it's actually a lot of fun to be playing it. And in my opinion, it's a pretty good game. Now, just full disclosure here. Oh, here's the first kind of mini-boss. If you were given a choice between this game and Dead Cells, I would pick Dead Cells. But again, I think that kind of goes back to like personal tastes in gaming. I mean, as always, you can go and check our videos out on Dead Cells, which is a little bit more fast-paced than this game is. This one's a little bit more slow and methodical. So it just depends on what kind of game you really want to play. There we go, he's down. But either way, you're gonna have fun with both games. Both games are great. And here's the guy that created Jurassic Park. I'm just kidding, I really don't even know if this guy's related to... I mean, I don't know. Dumb joke. My bad. Anyway, here's Professor Bosden. He's the one that's going to be helping you out a lot throughout the game. So he's telling you he's looking for the remnants of King Trell's caravan. Now, I think that the stuff in blue is going to kind of come into play later on in the game. So you have this ancient tribe of people that he's seeing drawings of throughout the cave that suddenly disappeared at some point. And so he thinks it has to do with the monster or the creatures that are in the cave. So you both kind of join together to figure out what's going on. And so there you go. It lets you know that you guys are going to be able to open that gate earlier that we came across. So this is, I mean, hopefully you guys have seen by now how this game relates to the Metroidvania genre. Of course, you have your map that you're going through and you're exploring, you're getting upgrades and stuff. But it reminds me most of Castlevania, because when you play Castlevania, your attacks are pretty much very simplistic. It's just one thing. And so you're just attacking once like that. But of course, you'll unlock different moves later on, different items. And of course, snowfall damage. I always love that. We just picked up some items, so we're going to take a look at those. Got some health stuff here. Got a learning scroll that'll permanently increase a random attribute by 1 point. We'll use that. So we see that my intellect just went up. Now, some might be wondering, is this game appropriate for kids? I would say yes. And all the times that I've played this game, the whole, I don't know how many hours I've put into this game total. I haven't really seen anything that I think would give anyone pause, except for maybe the magic that you do in the game. I know some Christians are of two minds on that thing. But I haven't really seen anything to give anyone pause. I will say the bosses kind of look, they might be a little scary for some kids. But ultimately, that is up to you as the parent to discern if your child can handle this game or not, or your teen, or whoever you're buying the game for. Something I've noticed personally about myself recently with games is I tend to play the games that have the more retro look to them, because I know they're going to be more clean and I don't know, they're just going to be more fun, I guess. Dead Cells is a little bit of an exception to that rule, because Dead Cells is a little more on the frenetic kind of violent side. And this one's more kind of slow paced, and it is easy, I will say that. So that's why I think it's a fine game for more younger players, especially if you put it on easy. Now, something you probably have noticed by now is when I defeat an enemy, sometimes it'll say like that enemy is unlocked, or like a troll unlocked, or something like that. The game has a bestiary that keeps track of all the beasts that you take down. And so you can go back there and view those later on and kind of see what their weaknesses are and learn more about them. So just like that there, crawler unlocked. Let me see where I'm at, actually. Let's see, because we need to get back to that gate, which I think we are on the right track. Oh yeah, those worm things drop on you if you walk underneath them. Oop. There we go. Love games that don't give you fall damage. It's one of my favorite things. I have never had this much gold at this early in the game. Man. Okay. Now the buff that I got is the invincibility one, so when you see the shield at the top of the screen like that, it means your character's invincible. Let's see here. Let's go to the left real quick. Let's explore a little bit. Ah, another one. Nice. I think that one gives you extra experience, I want to say. That book up there. Oh, we're doing pretty good. I think it's this way. Yeah, here it is. So there we go. So he's going to go lock the gate, and there you go. And of course, as you just saw, you also can do critical hits too. So again, that's kind of where this game is a mix between RPG and Metroidvania style game. We're still collecting gold, which once we leave the cave at a later point, we'll actually be able to go to, is that Narina or Narnia? We're going to call her Narnia because I'm bad with names. You can go to Narnia's shop and get some new gear, you can get some new weapons, you can get some new like spell type things. Beyond that, I'm not really sure what else that is used for, so we'll see. But if you made it this far in the video, why don't you let me know what you think about Chasm so far? Whether you're in the chat on twitch.tv or you're watching on YouTube, let us know what you think of this game in the comments there. So I'm curious because I know some other folks that are part of the TRG community were interested in this game, and I don't know if anyone else besides me picked this game up. curious to know what other people think about this game. Now, where did that knife go? Ah, okay. Huh. I've never gotten that this early in the game. You have to get really close to the enemies with the knife, though. It's interesting how they did that. There we go. It does do more damage, though. It just doesn't have as far of a reach. So come boss time, I'm not sure that we will leave that equipped. I think is interesting though is that I showed the code to get this map earlier in the stream, and wonder how many people are going to play this game and use that code and then be like, well, saw Logan stream it on Twitch, so now I know exactly where to go. Okay, maybe I can make the jumps later. This is giving me bad flashbacks from trying to do the platforming in the Sigma stage, the very first Sigma stage on Mega Man X. Okay, we're gonna do this later. Okay, I thought there was a platform that would come over. There we go. Now we have to get to that one, which I should be able to get to that one just fine. So we'll hop up there and get that. And here we go. Get back a little bit, get a little bit of a running start, and there we go. Oh, wrong button. And voila. Alright. There's that. Well, let's see if we missed anything on this stage here. It doesn't really look like it, so let's go ahead and go to floor 2. Deeper into the mine we go, and hopefully we'll get some answers. Okay, we can't go that way because we can't crawl just yet, so we'll make our way over here. Uh-oh. Let me actually get my sword back. Does less damage, but it just has a wider reach. Here we have some new enemies. These guys are real annoying. There we go. Let's run right by those guys. Oh, too dark. Just gonna nope on out of there. Here we go. We'll get on these. Get over here. Ah, here we go, another villager. So we got Win here. If I remember correctly, I think Win gives you a side quest to find his deck of playing cards in the mine. You know what? I think I'm actually going to go back to that knife. That was doing a pretty good amount of damage on these guys. Since we're low on health, we'll go ahead and heal up. That's the one thing I kind of don't like about the game, is you have to open the menu to actually heal your character. I'm just used to other games having it assigned to one of the buttons already. It's not really anything that kind of ruins the gameplay, it just kind of breaks that immersion a little bit. I think anytime you have to open a menu in a game, you're going to lose that immersion. So it's not exactly something you want to do. But again, this is an homage to kind of an older era of games, so it kind of makes sense. I don't know, I kind of like normal mode better than hard mode. Not that I think there's anything wrong with hard mode, it's just this is, well, easier, of course. But there's a trophy tied to beating the game on hard mode, so we all know that your boy over here is going to go for that platinum, and he's going to beat it on hard mode. Alright, let's see if there's a save spot over here. Ah, there is. This, though. What's cool about the game is that as you go deeper and deeper into the mine, there are little passageways like this that will lead you back to these, almost like a hub section in the map. That'll let you go back to the town fairly quickly. So we'll wake JQ up, let him know we got some people back. We'll just kind of skip through this stuff. Okay. As you save people, you can go over here to this list, and the names are crossed off. Not because the monster, you know, ate them, but because you rescued them, which is good. So now we'll be able to see kind of what it unlocks. So here's an arena shop. You can talk to her, you can buy items, you can sell items to her. I'm going to go ahead and buy the axe one, because that's a really good move to have. And what does this one do? Ooh, it lowers my defense though. We won't get that right now. The medallion belt's actually really good. So I think I'm gonna stick with what I have so far. What does the silver ring do? That's not gonna hurt us. We'll keep that. Okay. So as always, you gotta go into your equipment to actually equip the items. It doesn't auto-equip for you, with the exception of that axe weapon I got. Refill our mana. And then we don't really need to go talk to Win right now because he doesn't. Well, we can go ahead and get the quest from him. So he's talking about how he lost his deck of cards, and he's going to ask us to go get them, which is fine. And then, of course, you can play. You get those little gold coins throughout the mine, and you use those to play the slot machine that he has up in his room. I'm not very good at these games because I'm a Christian and I don't gamble. But it's there if you want it. And for those that don't understand my sarcasm, I'm just joking. I hit the slots all the... No, I don't. No, I don't. When it comes to slot machines, those and crane games are the two things that annoy me the most. Because they're just designed to just eat your quarters, is all they are. They're not really going to let you win. Oh, snap. Okay. I knew that was going to happen, by the way. It's like the 4th time it's happened to me. Now we're down to floor 3. There we go, we just unlocked the bat. So we'll test out that axe that I got here earlier, because that is actually going to be a very helpful tool when it comes to fighting bats or really anything else. Because basically all it does is it lobs an axe in the air, kind of in an arc, to attack enemies. It's more helpful using it against these guys here, or the bats. It's really helpful when using it against the bats, because the bats are just a nuisance. There we go. Nope, wrong button again. There we go. I think that might be where the boss is. We'll go check that out. Could be wrong though. Wondering where that professor went, because he must have moved very fast. Oh, you need to hit him 3 times, okay. There we go. There is a dodge button to this game as well. If you press triangle, or it's probably Y on the Xbox. Actually, I think this game is only on... It's only on PS4 and the Vita. Could be wrong though, someone can let me know. Going back to my earlier comment about crane games, slot machines, all that stuff. Growing up, I hated crane games. I still hate crane games. Because I would always put so many quarters into those things, trying to get, I don't know, whatever was of interest in the crane game, something shiny or usually what's also kind of interesting about crane games is you'll come across the crane games that have something in there like Beats headphones. Like, it's really going to let you get those for the measly quarter you put in there. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. But I remember there was a bowling alley in my town growing up, and they had this crane game that I would just keep putting quarters into. And I would constantly be bugging my parents, hey, can I have some more quarters so I can do the crane game? And they would always give me at least one, and then I would have to like beg for more quarters. It's like, but I'm so close to getting it. It's like, you don't understand, I'm so close to getting the Beats headphones. Actually, I didn't have Beats headphones when I was a kid. Whatever was cool in there, that's what I would try and get. I don't like how I have to get so close with this knife. But yeah, so crane games are just, they're how do you say this? Manipulative? Exploitative? Extortion boxes? That's really all they are. They're just extortion boxes. That's how they get you. Okay, this is where the boss fight is. Passageway the miners open is just ahead, but before you continue on, perhaps a history lesson is in order. The Ladori, which is the tribe of people that we heard about earlier, believe that the spirits of animals influence every aspect of their lives. So here we have this kind of, well, not the Christian worldview. However, at some point they began to worship a strange demigod called Xavier. They believed this Ulak controlled an army of monstrous minions who would herald the Age of Darkness. Symbols what the Ladori used to represent that thing. It is also the last evidence I have been able to find of the tribe before they vanished without a trace. What could have happened to them? Could this thing be connected to the monsters and the disappearances? The answers we seek must lie beyond the passage ahead. I will wait here until you've cleared the way. So there's a little bit of mystery going on here. They're up to no good. Again, cautionary tale, don't worship false idols, or your mind will get overrun with blue slime that hops at you. And here's the first boss. Kind of pulls a predator here on you. So whenever he roars, you gotta watch out because he's gonna charge at you like that. It's very fast. And he does this move that I'm not too fond of. He punches the wall and sends these rocks coming down after you. It's just kind of hard to avoid. There he goes. That was the fastest I've ever taken that thing down. There we go. Got an HP boost. Astounding work. Never in all my life have I seen such a skilled fighter. With my brains in your brawn, we may just have a chance of getting to the bottom of this. Now let's hurry. Time is of the essence. So here's a passageway that leads down here. Takes you to another area of the mines. And things start getting a little more creepy. You got a saw blade there. You got these, like, skull lanterns. You got, like, I don't even know what that stuff is. Maybe my recommendation for letting your kids play this game was not good now that I think about it. Just realize this is a place covered in skulls, and there's parents. Just use your discretion. Use your discretion. The music's really good though, at least. Oh, this is where you get the claws at. There's these items that are I forget what they're called exactly. They're like claws. They let you grab the ledges. Yeah, spike gloves. There we go. So there you go. Now we can hold on to these edges. Climb up certain areas. There we go. So now we can go up here, grab that, and get up. So again, this is where it's kind of like a Metroidvania. You go through these areas, you unlock certain moves. This is why I need a long sword. Oh no, oh no, oh no. This is just like getting in the water Super Metroid when you don't have the gravity suit. There we go. So we'll climb up these here, see what's over here. Yeah, we'll keep going this way. I don't want to switch back to that sword, but I might have to. I was wondering if I'd be able to jump over him. That snake is still going. Gotta admire his dedication. Okay, there's some more notes. But yeah, so this is Chasm by BitKid. Again, I want to say that this game is only on PS4 and Vita. But don't quote me on that. It might be on PC also. I'm just not sure. Let's check out Steam and see if it is. But again, this game came out at such an unfortunate time because of the fact that, you know, Dead Cells is out, and Dead Cells is kind of the top dog at the moment, I would say. Yes, longsword, we'll take that. Perfect. There we go. I was worried I wouldn't make it. Oh, I get a save spot. This is actually a good stopping point for the stream here. Again, if you missed any of this, we'll upload it to youtube.com/thereformedgamers. But for those of you that hung out in chat, hung out and watched this on twitch.tv/TRG podcast, thank you guys for joining. And again, if you haven't checked out the podcast, head over to thereformedgamers.wordpress.com. Or actually, if you go over to our YouTube channel, you can watch episodes there, or listen to them at the very least, because we don't have cameras. But yeah, we're a Christian podcast, talks about video games from a biblical perspective. Really cool stuff. We try to put out quality content, so you can always check that out over on youtube.com/thereformedgamers. But until next time, dear listeners, GG and amen.